Okay, guys, this is all about taxonomy. Taxonomy, we know, is the scientific study of how organisms are classified. This can be really useful because it gives scientists really important information, such as if we know that a crow is a bird, then we know that a crow has wings, has feathers, and it has a beak. The first person to really come up with this system was Carl Linnaeus. He devised the system somewhere in the 1730s, and we still generally use it today. And what he did was he placed organisms in groups based on observable features. So he looked at the color of their fur, he looked at their feet with their claws, he looked at their mouths, whether they had beaks, he looked at their noses, and so he put them into categories based on how they looked. And we call this, what he did was then he gave each one two names. And we call this binomial nomenclature. Binomial meaning two and nomenclature meaning name. So each organism that we know about is given a two-part name. Now the first part of that name is the genus. The genus is the classification that contains similar and closely related organisms. For example, in the genus Felis, that could be like cats. Okay, so it could be pumas, it could be house cats, or it could be cats that have like a marbled coat on them. Now, a species is more specific. So a species is a group of organisms that can mate with each other and produce fertile offspring. And fertile means that they can then produce more offspring. If a house cat and a marbled cat got together, they would not produce fertile offspring. Okay? So for example, the species is the second word in this binomial nomenclature. So a Felis domesticus would be a house cat. Felis meaning the genus that it goes to, and domesticus meaning that it's a domestic house cat. You don't need to write this down because you're going to be doing this a lot. But the complete name is always written in italics. That's how you know that it's a scientific name. The first letter of the first word is capitalized. Usually the words are in Latin. And what this system does is this makes it really easy to communicate about the organism because everybody around the world uses the same scientific name no matter what type of organism we're talking about. Now, the more levels that you share with an organism, the more you have in common with them. Now, we can use a taxonomic key to help us determine the identity of an organism. So I'm going to show you guys an example. So here's a taxonomic key for money, okay? And I have a coin here. Okay? So we're going to use the taxonomic key to see what type of money or monetary value we have. So the very first thing with the taxonomic key is you always want to start with number 1. Okay, so we're going to start right there. Is it metal? Mine is clearly metal, so that's a yes. So I'm going to go to 2. So I go to 2A. Brown? Not brown. So I go to 2B. Is it silver? Yep, it's silver. So then I go to 3. 3A, smooth edge. So I'm looking at the edge right now. Does it smooth? No, it's not smooth. So I have to go to 3B. Does it have ridges around the edge? Yes, it has ridges around the edge. So I go to 4. Okay. Is there a torch on the back? No. Is there an eagle on the back? Close enough. So it's a quarter. And that's how you would use a taxonomic key.